Hey there, VC. It's Landslide, or Will, to those of you who don't know me. Um, it's been a while since I've posted anything on here. I apologize about that. I've had to move, so the past 2 to 3 months has been pretty hectic. Finally, kind of starting to get settled in. I've got quite a few of my records put away. I'm still kind of organizing a lot of stuff and going through things, but I have picked up a few new pieces to add to the collection. Thought I'd go ahead and share those with you. I plan on doing a series of my collection that I have so far. I've gotten some pretty good pieces of rare things and some good record store day acquisitions. There's another record store day coming up this next Friday. I'm going to try to hit that. Was at the store today here in Austin, in Round Rock, at Piranha Records, which is a great store. If any of you are in Round Rock at any time visiting or around the Austin area, go check out Piranha. They're not as big as like Waterloo or End of an Ear, but they have some really good stuff in there, and it's another great independent record store here in the Austin, Texas area. So, but I figured I'd go ahead and show you some of the most recent finds that I've gotten. So we'll go ahead and start. This first one here is Shake Your Booty, Frank Zappa. Found this at Waterloo for a pretty good price. It's used, but it's in excellent shape. Um, it's a gatefold. It's on the Zappa Records label, of course, but really good condition. Um, I don't know if this is a repressing or not. I'm really not sure. Maybe some of you guys out there that are more familiar with Frank Zappa's vinyl can kind of give me some ideas on whether it is or isn't. But I was excited to get it. I don't have any Frank Zappa, so this is my first album. I figured this would be probably a good one to get. So I haven't given it a listen yet. I have listened to it a little bit on iTunes, but I haven't spun it yet. But I'm looking forward to doing that. I think I paid like $16 or something like that for this record when I got it. So I was pretty happy to pick that up. When I was digging at Waterloo, they had a lot of really cool stuff that I would want to pick up, but I was kind of being picky, and I left a lot of stuff laying that I thought I'd go ahead and pick up, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on some of the things. I get a little picky about the covers, and I probably should start picking things up based more on the vinyl and then upgrade covers later. Or, I'd like to get input also on how some of you all do that too. Next one I picked up, Jefferson Airplane. Okay, After Bathing at Baxter's. This is on the RCA label. It's in really good shape too. Gatefold. I believe this is a first pressing of this record. The sleeve on the inside was in really good shape. As you can see, there's really not any creases or anything. But happy to get this. I've always liked Jefferson Airplane, and I wanted to add this to the Jefferson Airplane collection that I've got. This is actually only the second album I've picked up by them. But if you guys have any input as to some more albums by them that I should buy next, feel free to comment. Leave me an idea on what you guys think. Next, this was like a $4 record. I couldn't leave it there. Heart. I've got most of their stuff, but this was the big one in the 80s. What About Love? It's just a good solid Heart record. I always like their older stuff a little bit more, but for $4, I wasn't going to leave it laying there, and it's in excellent condition. So that's one of those things that when you just see it for that cheap, you can't leave it laying there. This is a newer. This is a repressing. This kind of goes into my industrial roots from middle school and high school. This is Skinny Puppy. Um, Back and forth, Smothered Hope, Glass Houses. This is this is a great. It's on the network label. Um, if you guys have not heard Skinny Puppy, you're either really gonna love it or you're really gonna hate it. A lot of sampling, um, very very industrial. But every now and then I get in that mood to where I just feel like playing a little industrial. But this was definitely by far one of my favorite industrial bands when I was in high school. All right, this is a really really cool find. Um, St. John Green. This is some 60s Psyche, late 60s. I think this came out in 68. This is not the repress. This is the original first pressing of this. You can see that it is in phenomenal shape. I was ecstatic to find this. I did pay a little bit of money for it. Not outlandish, but I think I paid what did I pay for it. Well, the price on here says 50. I didn't pay 50. I think I paid like $40 for it. But the jacket's in great shape. Slight ring wear up here, but I mean the spine, no splits in the spine, and the vinyl is in excellent shape too. I re-sleeve everything too, as far as but you can see the vinyl is just immaculate. I was really, really, really pumped up to find this album. Zeek the Vinyl Geek, I think, has posted this. A couple other guys have posted it. I was just, when I saw it, I was like, I can't believe I just found this thing. I hear it's pretty hard to find, and in this good a shape, I know it's got to be hard to find. A lot of the guys that I watch, Zeek, he turned me on to I've listened to quite a few Psyche records that he's been bragging about, and there's quite a few of you out there that have. Rockin' Ronnie, he hadn't posted anything in quite a while, but I love the Psyche era, 60s, 70s Psyche, and I just thought this was by far a really, really good find. And I didn't think I'd find it again for a long time, so I just went ahead and threw down the $40 for it, which I think it's worth it. But I usually don't do that on albums. I usually try to not go above a specific price unless it's just something that is real, real hard and difficult to find. But it's one thing when you find it in a record store, and it's another when you see it online and can buy it. I don't do the online thing. I like to get my hands dirty, get in the crates, and dig. And luckily, I did find it. Another one, Vandergraaf Generator, Still Life. I haven't spun this. I haven't heard it. I know a lot of you guys out there do like Vandergraaf Generator. I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are on this album. I'm looking forward to hearing it, but I thought it was a cool find. I think I paid $12 for it or something like that. But it's in really, really good condition too. I'd say VG plus. Little spot right here on the spine, but it's not split. It's just kind of peeled back a little bit right there. And then I don't think it had a sleeve. Oh, it did, but nothing. It was just a paper sleeve. Anyways, thought that was a really cool deal. So went ahead and picked them up. I'm just trying to grow my collection as well, and the songs I have heard by them I have liked, and I was like, well, I've never just digging in crates and seeing certain albums by these guys. I never saw this one, so I kind of just thought, well, go ahead and pick it up. You haven't seen it, so maybe it's rare. This is a cool one. I found this at Waterloo in downtown Austin. Back to the Dillo. All right, this is Doug Song, a Doug Song, Angie Myers, and assorted guests, the Sir Douglas Quintet, the Texas Tornadoes. Um, this is really cool, and it's in phenomenal mint condition. I mean, it's still not in the shrink or anything, but you can see it's in great shape. And being from Texas and being from Austin, or living in Austin and this area, Doug Somm is just really cool. That Texas Southern Psyche and Southern rock. It's just, if you haven't listened to Doug Somm, do yourself a favor. I think you'd really enjoy it. But it's got on side one, same old story. Don't fight it. I pity the fool. Think, oh Carol, and then on side two is Crazy Arms, Nuevo Laredo, Purple Haze, Jazzer, and it's just and there's some really really cool side notes and liner notes on the back, and it came with a sleeve. As far as, I mean, this thing was in excellent shape too, and the vinyl is immaculate. So, and I'll show you that. It's on the let's see here, Sonnet label, I guess. But really really cool find, and I haven't seen it out there. And even the guys at the counter thought, they were like, man, I hadn't seen that record. And so I think anybody that does like Doug Somm will appreciate this find. Next one, Captain Beyond, Sufficiently Breathless. Picked this up. I think I paid $10 for this one. In really good shape. It's a gatefold too. You can see. And it's on the Capricorn Records, and the vinyl's in immaculate shape too. But kind of starting to build the Captain Beyond collection. I've always liked them, but every time I've come across something by them, it's either been just completely thrashed on the jacket, or the vinyl's been really thrashed and not maintained. And so when I found this, I was pretty happy. I know Rockin' Ronnie listens to a lot of this. I know Zeek, the vinyl geek, does too. I know a lot of you guys are. I mean, Captain Beyond's pretty cool. So that was a cool one to find. This one I'm pretty proud of. UheEP, and this is just on the outside. This marking right here is on the outside of the plastic. But The Magician's Birthday. I haven't listened to this album yet, but this is a limited edition. It's a 2013 repress, Mercury Melt. It's number 7, and it's on Wax Cathedral Records. It's a gatefold, and it's on blue marbled vinyl too. So this thing is in immaculate condition. Of course, I mean, it's not very old, but for a repress, I was pretty psyched to get this. UheEP's a pretty cool band, and you can see the blue marbled. That's pretty cool. And I know a lot of people like UheEP. I got to be in the mood to listen to them. It's definitely the Psyche deal, but you can't go wrong with this record or this group. There's a few other albums. I'll probably end up picking up a lot more UheEP as I go along. I'm just, like I said, I'm picky about what it is I'm trying to find. And I don't buy a whole lot of repressings. Depends on the album and the artist and how good the repressing is. I try to find the best sounding press out there, but it's always fun to find the originals too, the first pressings. All right, I picked this up for like $4. Kraftwerk. This is their first one. This one's, I believe, is a repress too. It's a gatefold. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, it's not a gatefold. No, but it is on Polyphone Records, maybe, or Clink Clank. Let me see here. But it's a really cool piece to have. I mean, it's Kraftwerk, German electronic. That's the inner sleeve. It's in really good shape. And for the price, I wasn't going to leave it sitting there. So I didn't have any Kraftwerk yet, and I think that's kind of one of those bands that when I was growing up influenced a lot of guys that I listened to too. And it's got this really cool booklet in it as well. You can see pictures of the band. I wasn't a huge fan of Kraftwerk, but I just thought for the price and it was laying in the used bin, and it doesn't look like it's seen a turntable yet, but the shrink wasn't on it, so I paid $15 for this one. I didn't think that was a bad price for what was in it and the shape it was in. So, anyways, it's Kraftwerk. And I'll probably, I'll probably try to pick up a lot more of their catalog too. All right, next one, another Doug Somm record, Groover's Paradise. I've found this at Piranha Records again in Georgetown. In Round Rock, and I found it probably 2 or 3 times, and then I left it laying there every time I'd see it. And then when I'd go to other record stores, it was like, no, we never get that one in. We never get that one in. And so I know it's not it's difficult to find, but it's not extremely difficult. But every time I've seen a copy of this, or I would leave it laying there, somebody would pick it up, and they've always been either the album sleeve itself was just beat to shit, or excuse my language, or the vinyl was just shredded too. This one it's in pretty decent condition for the sleeve. It's got a little split here and a little split here, but and you can tell it's seen some use. But the vinyl itself is in real good shape. It's not in bad shape at all. I'd say it's VG plus. So I picked it up. I had to have it. Put it in my Doug Somm collection, and it's a party record. I'm sure that's why these are all thrashed when you find them. I'm sure a lot of people probably partied to this record and just didn't take real good care of them. But now when you find them laying there, you need to pick them up because they are going to get harder and harder to find. So, but it's a great record. Give it a listen if you haven't heard it. And then one more here, and then I'll take a break. But this is a repressing of Phil Collins' Face Value. It's a gatefold. And I've got some really, really cool reissues and Japanese pressings of Phil Collins. I've got another somewhere in here that I bought from Rock and Ronnie. It's a Phil Collins Japanese pressing of which one is it? It is Hello, I Must Be Going. Anyways, but it's somewhere in there. So I added this to the Phil Collins collection. The jacket has kind of got this rubbery texture to it. It's done really well. It's actually on the Atlantic Records. It was in the used bin too. I think I paid. Let's see, I paid $10 for this one. Excellent shape. The record's in excellent shape. The vinyl is. So had to pick it up, add it to the Phil Collins library, and then so that's about all I've got right now. I'll pull some more stuff out that and do some more videos. I just kind of wanted to get something on here to show everybody, hey, I'm still around. I'm really trying to get more involved in the VC on YouTube and start showing some more of my collection and trying to add to it and get as much input from you guys. So it's just a passion. We all love doing this. So feel free to leave comments. I'd love it if you subscribed, like the video. So thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing you again. Peace.